All right, kids, this is the Unit 3 practice test. This is what the test will pretty much look like. Now, again, the reviews that we've been going over look a lot like this as well, but this is really what the test is going to look like and about the level of difficulty of questions. So this will probably give you the best understanding of what the test is going to be. All right, so here we go. We begin with competency 1, and we're asked to find all these different averages. So let's go ahead and fire up our calculator. And here I have some stuff in there, so I'm going to delete it and enter these numbers into my calculator. Because this is a test or a practice test, what I do is I really kind of slowly go back through my numbers just to double make sure that I have the correct numbers entered in my calculator so I don't make a silly mistake by entering a wrong number and getting wrong answers because of some silly button that I hit or something. Okay, I do notice that there are 20 numbers in this list. That's going to be helpful down the road. And let's get started. The mean is where you have to add them all up and divide by the number of numbers. So I go to my main calculator and I add them all up. That's the same thing as taking the sum. And I divide by the number of numbers. There it is. Find the median, that is the middle number. So in this situation, I see that there are 20 numbers in this list. So because it's an even number, this situation will be in between the 10th and the 11th number. So again, when I go to my calculator, I'm not just going to scroll down to my 10th and 11th number because these numbers aren't in order. I have to first put them in order. So I go to the tool, sort ascend, one list, one. Okay, now they're in order, so now I can see that my 10th number is the number 12. So this is going to be in between the number 12 and the number 14, the 10th and the 11th number. And that should be probably 13. The mode is the most often, so I go to my calculator and I kind of scroll through, try to just identify a number that is there more than anything else. So I have 2 10s, 3 12s. Is it 3 12s? 1, 2, 3, 4 12s. There's 4 12s. That's probably our winner right there. Yeah, the 12 is there 4 times, and so that's our winner right there. There more often than anything else. And then a mean with a 10% trim. Again, what it means to have a 10% trim is if these are all of our numbers, I'm going to take 10% of the numbers off the bottom and 10% of the numbers off the top. So the first question is, well, how many numbers is 10% of the numbers? So to answer that, 10%, that's 0.10 of 20 numbers. Okay, 10% of 20 numbers is 2. That means I'm taking 2 of the smallest numbers off and 2 of the largest numbers off. How I do that is, again, I go back to my list, and so I see that the 2 smallest numbers are 2 and 5. So I'm going to delete, physically 2 numbers. Okay, go to the bottom, and I see 38 and 41, and so I delete the 2 largest numbers. Now taking note that there are now 16 numbers left in my list because I deleted 2 off the low and 2 off the high, so I deleted 4 numbers. Now the rest is just business as usual. I find the mean just like I normally would. So I go to my calculator and I add them all up. And this time I'm dividing by 16, not 20. weighted average, what is, okay, don't round to the nearest tenth. Go to 4 decimals wherever possible. What is the weighted average? So these are the weights. These are the scores. So I multiply the weights by the scores divided by just the weights. So the grade is going to be the weights times the scores. So, or the score times the weight, I guess. So the tests scored 88 and they're worth 80% of the grade. And the final, the score was 93% and the weight was 20%. So that's the scores times the weights divided by just the weights. So 89%, 0.89, 0.89. Give an example of a number set that you would trim. Again, think of like that high school class. These are ages of people. And then just make one incredibly weird number. Don't make multiple weird numbers, but make the number list actually kind of a substantial size. So there's an obvious weird number in there. Don't make multiple weird numbers, just make one. All right, variance, standard deviation, coefficient variation. It's to get these right, you need to know the formulas. So S squared S and coefficient of variation. To be successful with these, you need to know the main variable. So X is the list itself. X bar is the average. We'll find that in just a moment. N is the number of numbers in the list, and I see that that is 5 numbers in this list. So I need to find that average, and then I'm able to actually do these calculations. So to the calculator, I have the numbers 72, 73, 76, 76, 78. So I need to find the average. So I go to the main calculator and I add them up. And divide by the number of numbers. And so the average is straight up 75 in this case. Okay, that's the average. So now I can just kind of plug and chug into this formula. I'm going to get a top answer, bottom answer, and then divide the two. So the sum, open, x minus x bar, close squared closed. So the top number is 24. Bottom number is 4. So this is 6. Sample standard deviation is the square root of s squared. S squared is the number 6. Don't square it again. S squared is 6. So this is just going to be the square root of that answer. Here I have S divided by x bar times 100. Again, I am not actually typing that number in. I'm using the answer option in my calculator. So I take the answer divided by 75 times 100. $2,660. Double rounding. Here we go, coefficient of variation. So S divided by X bar times 100. Outstanding. Chevy Chev to a 75%. So again, the different things, 75% is the average plus and minus 2, 88.9 is plus or minus 3, and 93.8 is plus or minus 4. So this is 75%. So this is going to be the X bar plus and minus 2 standard deviations. So the X bar is 1038 plus and minus 2 standard deviations, which are 2.17. So let's go with the minus. So 1038 minus 2 standard deviations. Okay, one time. There you go. Got the decimal that time. Minus 2 standard deviations. And then the average plus 2 standard deviations. There it is. Percentile is kind of like a measurement of like 0 to 100. And we see that Julie is in the 70th percentile, so that means 70 below, 30 above. How many are above? 30. How many are below? 70. All right, we are making a 5-value summary, so we need to put these numbers in order. I think I could maybe just do it from right here. 84, 85, 86, 89, 89, just 88. 90, 96, 96, and 100. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10 numbers with 10 numbers. 5-value summary is going to be the min, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, and the max. The min is the smallest number, the max is the biggest number, and now we have to find medians. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. It's going to be in between those 89s. Add them up, divide by 2, you're still going to come up with 89. Or the low 89 goes to the low, the high 89 goes to the high. Find the medians of the lows and the highs. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 86. 1, 1, 2, 2, 96. So quartile 1 is 86, quartile 2 is 89, quartile 3 is 96. Create the box and whiskers. So dots go on the min and max. So 84, don't forget to label. If you don't label them, it will be marked wrong. So label. Lines at 86, 89, and 96. And at the tops of the lines with the tops, bottoms of the lines with the bottoms, and the dots in the middle of the sides. What is the interquartile range? The interquartile range, a range of something, is the big minus the small. So the biggest quartile is always quartile 3, and the smallest quartile is always quartile 1. That's 96 and 86. Boom. That's it. Cash money.